Another confidence skill that is useful to develop is the skill of owning your achievement in a way where you don't underchange or underplay your effort when you do succeed. So in the first video on confidence, I talked about, owning your expertise. In this one, I want to highlight the skill of really owning the effort, the training, the skill, the creativity that you've brought to the table, that effort that you've exerted to get you to that point of success. I'm encouraging you and highlighting that when you are coming from that place of embodied confidence, when you do succeed, you don't underplay your effort. You don't underplay what you brought to the table. You don't underplay your determination, your drive, your persistence, your sustained motivation to get to where you got to. One of the skills of confidence, what's going to allow you to repeat your successes, is knowing and owning that it's the effort that you've brought to the table that's allowed you to get to where you've gotten to now. We hear lots of ways of framing, interpreting, and expressing success. When people get to a certain level of success or when people achieve their success, there are a certain type of narratives that are common in sort of the cultural landscape. What I encourage you to do is to own your effort. You showed up, you persisted, you learned, you stayed the course, you exerted more effort, and you got to achieve that thing that you've achieved. Own the totality of that thing you brought into expression, whether you call it grit, whether you call it stamina, whether you call it sticky power, whatever it is for you that allows you to stay the course of any achievement journey, any manifestation journey, to the fruition of the thing that you intended. So meaning you went from vision to action to fulfillment. You went through that journey. You self-regulated. You cognitively, emotionally, physiologically showed up in a way that allowed you to get to your outcome, to achieve your result. You have to own that effort. You have to recognize that that is a big part of what allowed you to get to that successful outcome. So in this sort of what I think is going to be a series on confidence, in this post on confidence, I want to remind you, to highlight, to emphasize, and to encourage you to let go of any tendency to underplay your effort, to sort of shortchange yourself in that acknowledgement of your success. So when someone asks you, how did you get to this level? How did you get to this point? How did you achieve this outcome? How did you end up getting here? A really useful skill to have that will reinforce your ability to repeat your successes is recognizing your effort. It's the response that says, well, I worked really hard for it. I applied myself. I learned from my experiences. I learned from the feedback that I was getting. I stayed motivated along the way. I encouraged myself. I sought encouragement when I needed it. And I just showed up committed, determined, ready to succeed. And I got there. You want that ownership of what you've been physiologically, emotionally, cognitively, socially doing to achieve your results. So in this post, I'm encouraging you not to underplay your effort. Don't underplay how you showed up when it comes to your successes. That is also part of embodying confidence in a way that will allow you to repeat your successes. So don't underchain yourself. Don't sell yourself short. Own your effort. Now, I know we talk about, the importance of humility, the importance of acknowledging the support, the resources you've received along the way. I am a proponent of, a kind of distributed power model of achievement. Like none of us really achieve something all by ourselves, but that doesn't mean you develop an inaccurate perception of your effort, what you bring to the table. Humility is useful. Humility specifically in a team environment where it's, a team effort that allows you to get to certain levels of achievement. But in the expression of your success is when you'll know if you are shortchanging your own effort, if you are underplaying what you brought to the table. If you're someone who, spent 300 hours training, learning, developing skills, refining those skills. And you're going, when you do reach that success, that came from applying that effort. And what you express when someone asks, how did you get here? You go, oh, well, it just worked out for me. That is an inaccurate perception of self. One of the components of emotional intelligence in the self-awareness quadrant is accurate self-perception. Accurately being able to understand, acknowledge, express, and really see the strength, the skills, the talent, the effort, the determination, the skill that you bring to the table. So humility is important, but so is accurate self-perception. And you can balance those without becoming, without having an inflated ego or an inflated sense of your sense of drive, your sense of commitment, your sense of ambition, your grit, and all of that. So don't underplay your effort. Don't sell yourself short. Part of acknowledging what you brought to the table, part of acknowledging your creativity, part of acknowledging your determination, part of acknowledging your intelligence, part of acknowledging your commitment, your drive, your motivation, your applying yourself, part of acknowledging, the dedication that you show to the work that you've succeeded at. Acknowledging all of it, seeing it in the right light is not, being not being humble. It's accurately seeing yourself. It's accurately owning what you bring to your power. And it's also, protecting your solar plexus. If you're exerting effort to achieve your results, if you're, using your skills of emotion regulation, self-regulation, self-awareness to drive yourself in a way where you are able to achieve increasing levels of success, the thing that will allow you to continue to do that is protecting that capacity that you've developed in yourself. So humility is important, but humility in the light of accurate self-perception is a better representation of your effort and acknowledging the effort of others in a balanced way, where you're not underselling yourself, you're not shortchanging yourself, you're not under-recognizing the value, the fire, the juice that you bring into your successes. So it is part of emotional intelligence to own your effort. It is part of emotional intelligence to be able to look at your achievements and go, I got here because I did this, 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 and this. I showed up. I, put in the hours, I put in the work, and I got here. It's not, being egotistical to have that accurate sense of effort in the way that you view and evaluate yourself. So when it comes to confidence, there is a balance, an important balance of, acknowledging your effort as well as acknowledging the effort of others if it's played a role in your successes. But that self-awareness piece, that accurate self-perception piece, and that accurate self-assessment piece have to really reflect the effort, the skill, the dedication, the drive, the motivation, the commitment, the persistence that you brought into your successes. So you really do have to own that part of the success process, the part where what you brought to the table is what contributed, allowed, and even decided that outcome, for that outcome to be what you wanted it and intended it to be. So don't underchange, undersell your effort.